What it do, team? Lightspeed? You already know what it is. Judah, Sundiata in the building. Wait. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hold on, I'll wait. Thank you. Alright, so I'm here with part 2 of the Nitro OBD2 performance chip upgrade. Almost forgot what the hell I was about to talk about. So I'm probably like 200 miles since installing it. If you remember on the directions, it said give it about 150 miles to kick in. So as promised, I'm here to tell y'all that I waste my $10, that I get something from it. Was it the greatest thing ever? All right, it wasn't the greatest thing ever. But all jokes aside, day one, surprisingly, I feel like that joint kind of kicked in, like it did what it was going to do immediately. I was really skeptical because, I mean, it was like, I think $11 if I'm being accurate. So, I mean, what do you get for $11? I put that in my Camaro that I'm currently in the LS. My only experience with using those type of products before was in the Hyundai I had before this. I'm going to be honest. Is it the same as like a Diablo or going to see a professional tuner? Hell no, of course not. But honestly, it was well worth the money. In hindsight, like just the products in general, not necessarily the Nitro, compared to the last one, which I spent like $89 on. I wasn't mad that I spent that $89 at the time, but in hindsight, I guess my feelings were, I did notice some improvements. I'm gonna tell you what that was, like what I got out of it. But I kind of feel like for the Nitro product, if you're gonna go down that road for like the 10, 11, 12, whatever it might be, compared to the, I think it was PowerTune, dude, saving the money. Like the things that were as advertised versus what didn't do nothing. So when I got it, yeah, I mean, I had no anticipations of being able to like specifically modify like shift points or doing an 85 octane or 93 octane tune. None of that. That wasn't on my mind. The things I did expect were slightly better throttle response, a little bit more uniformity in terms of like I did the Flowmasters and Air Raid modular air intake tube mod. Now my thing is, like, when I did them, of course, you know, I did notice some sound. You always want to get that. But honestly, in my opinion, in the butt dyno, I felt a little bit of kick, but it just wasn't what I was expecting based on doing similar mods on a less powerful car. So I will say, when I put that tune on by itself in a vacuum, do I think it would have gave me any significant or noticeable upgrades? Nah. But putting it on after having just upgraded my exhaust and intake system, I definitely feel like it made those parts run in harmony a lot better. I feel like it was a big increase in the throttle response. Maybe not necessarily due to the tune itself, but I feel like the tune allowed the car to take advantage of the mods that I did do. So I guess to kind of wrap this whole thing up, I would say, if you're just going to buy a tune and you're expecting major results, I wouldn't buy something like this not having done nothing else. But if you've already started to do some of your minor modifications, like maybe a cold air intake, specifically coupled with either performance exhaust or at least a catback, you know what I mean, straight pipe, anything like that, I think you are going to notice a big difference. It's just going to allow your car to utilize those parts you put on. Like the computer knows, hey, my car is breathing in more air and I can do these things. So I would say day one, like the regular mode, I'm in the LS 5th gen, just the base model. So I only have basically the Manumatic, which is the sports mode, and regular. I feel like the regular mode became a lot more enjoyable. I'm not a manual driver, you know, I do know how to use the paddle shifting. But living in the city when you're in stop and go traffic, it's not always the most fun. And if it was, you probably would have bought a manual, you know what I mean, to begin with. So I don't know, for me, I just feel like in the regular mode, it made my car, how can I say, utilize more of its capabilities without having to go into Manumatic. And Manumatic, that joint feel like Lightspeed. I ain't gonna sit here and hold you. I finally did I didn't go with a GoPro. On another video, this Dragon Touch action camera. I'm gonna do a whole unboxing on the joint, so you won't have to tune in for that. But I'm hoping to be able to show some of these, you know, what it looks like to drive with these new additions. With that being said, is this going to replace the want for me to get a more serious tune? No, but I mean, car mods ain't cheap if you're already going down this road. So for me, knowing that I just did the exhaust very recently and the intake, I'm cool for the moment. I mean, it gives me a little bit of excitement while I kick up a little bit to get, a couple other things done. So, in a nutshell, I think it was well worth the $10 investment. But I say that with the caveat of, if you haven't done any other mods to your car, save your $10. If you had done those mods and you ain't ready to fork out the $4,000, $6,000, $2,000, whatever it might be that you spend on the type of tune you get, it's a good little stepping stone to get you on the way. Well, it's your boy Judah. Just gave you the gospel. If you haven't did it yet, even though I asked you, if you could just hit that like button, subscribe. It really, really helps to get me out there a lot. I think if you're tuning in, you're all about supporting the small guy. So support the small guy. Press that button. And big shout out to all my people abroad. I had no expectation of going international, but shout out, thank you, and blessings. And to my people here in Baltimore, what up?